Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Franchise Hour, episode six of episode nine, sorry, of season six. And let's have our intro. To the Franchise Hour.
These various
book to help me start the business.
And then I did specialize in
the last years, more than 5 years right now, we have figured out the systems and the processes to ensure that the franchising program will be a success.
So, good afternoon again, and it's my pleasure today to have a very interesting guest with us in the form of Miss Mary Grace Santos. She is the owner of Little People. Good afternoon, Mary Grace, and welcome to the Franchise Hour.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, RK. It's really a pleasure, to be invited and to be in your show.
Thank you. You were actually my guest also in one of my very first shows 2 years ago. I paired you up with another guest, and this time I have you alone on my show because it's the right timing now to introduce your franchise actually, because all your businesses are related with kids entertainment, which was actually very much affected from the pandemic, right?
Yes.
Way back, how did you actually come to the idea of going in the kids entertainment business?
Yes. Actually, it started early 2000 when I gave birth to a boy. And I was like strolling in the mall, no? So that when I was like strolling in the mall, I saw the need, no, for my I was like carrying my child with me, and then because it's a disappointment on my end that I have to carry my little child in the mall with no strollers with me. So that made or gave me an idea that putting a business concept with the rental of strollers might be a solution to other mothers with the same predicament as I experience. So that was late early 2000. That was, if I'm not mistaken, 2003 there. And then after that, so it's a rental of strollers 2003. So I put up a business with the name Cartsville, Cart Rentals and Trading. It's a rental of strollers business and wheelchair. And then after that, since I am personally manning the store, um, I saw that my customers are already, passing by through the kiosk and not renting strollers anymore, nor carts as well. So that idea give birth to another business concept, which is Lil People. So Lil People is an indoor play area, which is normally seen in malls where kids can play and learn while uh, kids can play and learn, no, so while they are inside our facility. And then after that, Lil People started 2005, late December 2005. And then after 9 years, it took us 9 years, no, to have another concept, which is Lil Bouncer. So the story behind that is that uh, the first among the three concept, which is all a child entertainment industry, is Cartsville, no? And then since the customers are already, grown up already, so that came to a point, of establishing another concept, which is Lil People. And then since the age bracket uh, of us, no, catering another concept, which is the indoor play area, is like 5 to 12 years old. It took us a while, no, to think of another concept, which is at Lil Bouncer, because at Lil Bouncer we can cater ages from the small ages like 4 and above, and also those with who are kids at heart. Meaning to say, even if like on my age right now, I am already 40, I can go and play at Lil Bouncer because I'm a person who is kids at heart, something like that. So that's the reason behind why it took us like 9 years before we established Lil Bouncer. So there.
All right, so let's take a look at it a bit. And for that purpose, I show you some more slides of how it actually looks. And let's talk a little bit about yourself first. You
Okay.
were also featured in books and magazines.
Yes.
Uh,
Uh, yes. I'm very thankful that Mr. Paulo Tibig, the author of the Strategies of Champion, Strategies and of Entrepreneur, no, um, featured the business, and also asked some bits and advices, because there are a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs who do not know how to start, when to start, So there you go. So we were tapped, no, in order for us to give some bits of advices, something like that. And then the business was also featured in the Go Negosyo. So we have been part of the 50 inspiring stories of young entrepreneurs. So that was the year 2011. So just imagine we're 2022 right now. So 11 years ago. So I'm still tagged as young entrepreneur way back. So now I'm not already in that list. Okay. And then we are also awarded by the PLDT SME Nation as an online bossing awardee during the MVP Bossing Awards for year 2011. And aside from that, I am very happy to say that schools and some other institutions are calling our attention in order to to share some advices to inspire people out there, to put up a business, because for me naman, in my end, I believe that in doing so we are becoming a bigger part of the community, like helping employ people, um, contributing to the economy, contributing to nation building, something like that.
Excellent. That's true. Let's talk now about the individual brands a little bit. So
Okay.
how the outlets look, and the services they give to the kids. Let's start with the
Okay.
little people.
Okay. So Lil People, so it's an indoor play area with a self-contained structures. Here we target not only play. Our tagline is a place where kids play, learn, and grow. And then we wanted to be an area where kids can develop socializing, can develop the right and left brain hemispheres of the child, because you know uh, play is a child's thing, no? So when they do that, you know it kind of creates of something that can add on their personality, can tap their physical, social, emotional, mental, the whole aspect of being an individual, something like that. So here I would just like to talk about the amenities, no? So amenities inside the Little People helps children develop eye-hand coordination, like for example when they touch the mouse of the computer. And then the amenities inside Little People also help develop the children motor skills, like for example when they jump in the airplay. And then Little People also helps these children to have some kind of pretend play, like for example if they wanted to be a doctor when they grow up, if they wanted to be a teacher when they grow up, something like that. You can see a little bit of everything at Little People, which helps these children develop um you know a totality, even if they're still a child, something like that. Okay. So for the play center, so the as I've mentioned a while ago, Little People started late 2005, which is at December, no? It started only in a hallway type, no? And then after that, so that was the year when the malls are starting sprouting in the region, no? So there was this Robinson Star Mill. So we entered the Robinson Star Mills in 2005. And then when SM Pampanga saw our concept, I'm very happy, to state that we did not gave a letter of intent to the mall for us to accept the concept. They were the ones, who called our attention and invited us to be part of their mall. So in that reason, 2006, Lil People was, present at SM City Pampanga. Okay. And then after that, 2009, so malls were starting sprouting in the region. It started Pampanga, so where I am based. And then after a while, um, they were beginning to establish here at SM Clark, SM Baliwag. So in 2009, we were able to put up Little People at SM Baliwag and also at SM City Clark. And then in 2010, we were there in the beginning of the mall. So it started April 2010. So when the mall opened, so we were there to witness how the market responded with the mall. And then same, by 2014, we were able to establish Little People at SM Manila, SM Valenzuela. So during our transition, we were able to tap what kind of play area we should be putting in a certain mall. Like for example in Robinson Star Mills, we tap a hallway type. And then for SM Pampanga, SM Baliwag, and SM Tarlac, we tap to have Little People in an inline store, meaning to say full contract, something like that. And in 2014, we were able to tap Little People in an exhibit type or a pop-up type, something like that. In 2015, so we were able to establish an exhibit at SM Clark, at SM Cabanatuan, and at SM Mega Center. If you can see, no, we already have Lil People SM Clark way back 2007, if I'm not mistaken, in the previous slide. But then we still managed to have another branch at SM Clark, which we tag as exhibit. So um, meaning to say there's an inline store already, and we also have a pop-up store. So that is how the market responded uh, to the play area or to the service that we are catering. Okay. And then in 2016, we were able to establish Lil People at SM City Cabanatuan, Lil People Harbor Point, which is an Ayala Mall, and then Lil People Marquee, it's also an Ayala Mall, Lil People San Lazaro, and then in 2017, so we started year by year na, we target to have an increased number of branches. That is why in 2017, so we were able to establish at most 10 branches already. So there. And then not only that, no. So we begin at Pampanga, which is our comfort zone. But then because we are already duplicating the success of a particular branch, we were able to branch out not only near our area, but as far as Tuguegarao, as far as Baguio, something like that. Okay. And then in 2018, we were able to establish Little People at San Carlos Town Center. So this is not SM, this is not Robinson, this is not Ayala, so it's a different mall. Okay, and then we were able to tap New Point, so it's another mall. And then at Robinson's Place Angeles and at SM Telebastagan. Okay, in 2019 we were able to tap Walter Mart Concepcion, and we were there in the beginning of SM Olongapo. Okay, and then I'm very sad to say that in 2020, even if we wanted to branch out, we know for a fact that the country, actually not only the country, all of us was hit by the pandemic. So there you go. But that's not the end of the story, because right now, 2022, I am very happy to say that when the alert level was lifted by the LGU, um February, that was February 1. So I'm very happy to say with you that right now, uh 22 branches are already operational. Okay, so let's move to the
Right,
next.
let's move. Yes.
Okay, so let's move to the next concept. So Lil Bouncer. So what is Lil Bouncer? So Lil Bouncer, it's an inflatable pop-up indoor or outdoor activity that caters kids, teenagers, and groups at any age. That's what I'm talking about a while ago. So it caters not only the kids, but also those kids at heart, no? Okay. Enjoyment from bouncing is one of the main reasons why Lil Bouncer became recreational and entertaining. At Lil Bouncer, our tagline is a place, where we make bouncing fun. Okay. It was established to cater not only kids, but also those who are kids at heart. Okay. To ensure safety and security when bouncing, Lil Bouncer only use inflatables that are durable and well maintained. It can also be rented during birthday parties, family days, or team buildings. So Lil Bouncer can not only be situated in malls, so there is, an income generating factor, not only, when positioning it on malls, but also renting, enabling it to be rented out by those uh, individuals or families who needed some recreation, like, for example, team building, parties, and so on and so forth. Okay. So here I would like to state our play centers were able to establish Lil Bouncer at SM Clark 2014. So we tried, to be there before Valentine's Day. As we all know, during Valentine's Day, families are there to gather, to eat, you know, to be happy, enjoying things, enjoying recreational activities. And then we were able to establish Little Bouncer at SM Pampanga, SM Tarlac, SM Cabanatuan, Walter Mart Gapan, Harbor Point, SM Baliwag, SM Cabanatuan, SM San Lazaro, Rosales, Vista Mall, Robinson's Altos Angles, and SM Olongapo Central. I would also like to state here, no, if you can, I would also like to state here that when little people enters a mall or a particular concept of ours enters a mall, we wanted to target, having three types of concept because it makes it easy for us, to um, it seems to be wise to have three types of concept in a specific mall. It seems like, trying to hit three birds in one stone, something like that. Okay, so now we'll talk about Cartsville. So Cartsville is a rental of strollers, wheelchairs, and carts. So it began like that. So it started early 2000. So it was conceptualized due to the parent in me, which I mentioned a while ago. Okay, and now I wanted to share also that part of our service right now is not only the rental of strollers, wheelchairs, and cart, but because I saw the demand of, people carrying their pets in the mall. So now we began to put another unit, which is the pet strollers. So I'm very happy to say that we are the first mover to offer those kind of service in the mall. Okay, so we have a four types, as mentioned a while ago: the strollers, the kitty carts, the wheelchair, and also the pet strollers. For the carts, because um we wanted to be an eye catcher in the child, no, that when they pass, they wanted, to call the attention of their mom and tell the mom to rent us a cart. So we have developed six types of design. So, which are the following: a Honda design, a Volkswagen design, a horse design for girls, a horse design for boys. And because we saw that there are certain families with more than one kid in the family, so we conceptualized another concept, we innovated, and we made a two-seater design with a tank for boys and a teacup for girls. Okay, there. Okay, and then I wanted to share also, no, that Cartsville cart rental and trading, really helps small goers, no, especially those seniors and also those persons with disability, because sometimes they cannot enjoy strolling in the mall if if without the wheelchairs, no, if without the support of the wheelchairs, were which helps them, to navigate along the mall. Okay. So here, Cartsville guarantees, no, that when you rent one of our units, so you will surely be enjoy shopping spree, something like that. Okay. So here are the branch locations that we have. So we have at SM Olongapo Central, SM Pulilan, Tuguegarao, Bataan, SM East Ortigas, SM Cabanatuan, SM Marilao, SM Fairview, SM Baliwag, SM Rosales, SM Marikina, SM Clark, and SM Pampanga. Okay. So now I wanted, to share with you the franchise concept, the three concept that I'm handling. Lil People, it's an indoor play area in the mall. Cartsville, it's a cart rentals for strollers, wheelchairs, push cart, and pet strollers. Lil Bouncer again, it's an inflatable where we make bouncing fun. So to those individuals who wanted to own the business, so I wanted to share with you the steps to own our franchise. Okay, the first step is that if you're interested, then you may request to us a franchise kit. Step two, you fill out the confidential questionnaire completely and send it to us with your letter of intent. Step three, we can meet with you or we will meet with you and discuss the franchise details.
which can be now done virtual.
Yes, which can now be done virtual. So thanks, this is one of the realizations of pandemic. So we all can be done remotely. Okay. And then for the step four, uh-huh.
You
Can you
evaluate
mention
the
it?
applicant.
Oh, there you go. Because I cannot see the step four. Okay, step five. Okay, we will notify you if your application is approved or disapproved. And step six, if it's approved, you will be receiving the franchise disclosure information. And step seven, we will be signing the memorandum of agreement and of course the payment of admin fee. Step eight.
That's correct. Yes, because that's very important for people, especially in the mall, because
Yes,
you have to provide them what the mall requires to get a lease. So
correct.
before the step eight, the franchise location inspection approval can be done. Uh, the franchise or you will provide the materials to the mall in behalf of the franchisee after the signing of the memorandum. All
Okay.
right.
Yes, thanks for that, Mr. RK. Okay. And then step nine, the signing of the franchise agreement and the franchise fee payment. Step 10, okay, so here we are to set up the franchise facility. Step 11, you and your required staff will undergo training. Okay, so here, whoever it is now, so you means to say a person, no, you means to say that even the owner, should undergo some training, because just in case, it is very important for that particular person to be passionate, on what he is putting, because the success of the business will always rely on the head. So in that end, you as the franchisee, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. And then step 12, of course, we will be there for you during your opening as we will be assisting you.
And
Step
that's your grand
13,
opening. That's your grand
yes,
opening.
the grand opening. Okay. Step 13, oh, there you go. Okay. So what will you get when you franchise Lil People? So when you franchise Lil People, Cartsville, or Lil Bouncer, this will be all inclusive of the use of our trademark, the site approval, the training for franchisee and staff, the opening assistance, the operations manual, the research and development of our team, and also, of course, yours truly. I'll be passionate enough, to be in assistance with you. Okay. So, so here's the rundown of the costs in franchising Lil People. Okay. So for an inline setup, when I say inline, so it's a fixed 2-year contract, fixed 1 year or 2 years contract in the mall, something like that. So the initial fee is at 600,000. The franchise agreement is for 7 years, and it's renewable for 7 years with a renewal fee, of 50%. The continuation fee is 9,000 pesos per month, and the required space is at 100 square meters. For the initial outlet investment of 4.7
Million.
million. Okay. And then, so these are some examples of what we were able to put up an inline store. Okay. So as you see, there are a number of people, what wanting to avail of our service. Okay. So here, this is another type of franchise. So this is called a hallway type of setup. Okay. So for a hallway type of setup, the initial fee is at 300,000 pesos, and the franchise agreement is for 5 years already. And it's renewable with a renewal fee of 50%. The continuation fee is at 4,500 per month, and the required space is at for 40 square meters. The initial outlet investment is at 725,000 pesos. I would also like to mention here that the required space is, it can be more than that, or it can be lower than that. So it depends, on the location that you were able, to seek, something like that. Okay. And here for the hallway type of setup, so the initial investment is at
Pop up.
300,000 pesos. Oh, so it's a pop-up, no? So it's a pop-up store. The initial fee is at 300,000 pesos, and the franchise agreement is at 5 years, renewable with a 50%. The continuation fee is 4,500 pesos per month only, and the required space is at 50 square meters. The initial outlet investment is at 1.1 million. Okay, so these are examples of our pop-up stores. The good thing about pop-up stores is that, people, when strolling in the mall, they can already see you, no? It seems like in the supermarket, when you put a specific product in the near the counter, it urges a person to buy that, even if it's not in their budget. So it's something similar in a hallway type of setup. If kids can, stroll in the mall and see that there's this service, for sure, they will eventually call the attention of their mom and let the mom or their parents, they will call their attention and play, mama, let's play inside, little people, let's play, let's go there, something like that. So, it creates revenue. Okay. Okay. So here for Cartsville. So when you franchise Cartsville, this is what you get: the use of our trademark, the site approval, the training for franchisee and staff, the opening assistance, the operations manual, and the research and development of our team. So the cost is here. So the initial fee is at 300,000 pesos, and the franchise agreement is at 4 years. Okay. It's also renewable with a renewal fee of 50%. The continuation fee is at 7,000 pesos per month, and the required space is at 12.5 square meters. The outlet investment is at 708,000 pesos. Okay. When we started Cartsville, we started with an area of 6.25. It's 2.5 by 2.5. But because we saw that there's a need, of putting up more units, so we eventually put or made the size bigger from the 6.25 to 12.5. So here are the samples of Cartsville kiosk, or the Cartsville concept. So it's a castle type of setup wherein you can see that the horse for boys and horse for girls. Okay. And then so since the business, have to transform, so we innovated and changed the concept, the chariot type of concept into this type of concept. So right now, so this is more of a modern look, of rental of carts, strollers, and wheelchairs of Cartsville. Okay. So one of that example, so the upper picture is at 6.25, And the lower picture, the lower kiosk is at 12.5 square meters. Okay. So here for Lil Bouncer, the inflatable pop-up store where we make bouncing fun. So if you franchise our concept, so it's all inclusive of the following: the use of our trademark, site approval, the training for franchising staff, the opening assistance, operations manual, research and development. And for the fee, the initial fee is only at 300,000 pesos. The franchise agreement is at 4 years, renewable at 50%. The continuation fee is at 9,000 pesos per month. And the required space can be as small as 40 square meters and can be as big as 100 or 200 square meters. The outlet investment is at 955,000. Okay. So here are the samples of our Lil Bouncer. So there you see the owner of Walter Mart. Okay, and then so that is an example of 50 square meters in the lower picture, and the upper picture is an example of 100 square meters. Okay, so this is another Lil Bouncer. So it's a starfish concept. We wanted to have different types of different designs, I mean, in order for us, to capture the eye of the children, something like that. Okay, and at times this design help us, in theming, the needs of the mall or the needs of the party or the needs of team building, something like that. Okay. Okay. So as you see here, Lil Bouncer can be not only in malls but also outdoor areas, especially during the pandemic. Okay. And it is being rented also during parties. Okay. So now I wanted to share with you the combo franchise package that we are offering. No, a while ago I've mentioned that in order for us to be productive and efficient, in visiting a particular branch, we wanted that in a particular mall that we have not only one concept but more than that. No, so here we are offering a combo mall franchise package where in a particular mall you can have an indoor play area, little people, or the rental of carts and strollers, Cartsville, and also the inflatable. Okay, so these are all child entertainment facilities, but with different type of concept and with different uh, with different niche, no, something like that. Okay, and if you if you franchise a combo mall franchise package, it is also inclusive of the use of our trademark, the site approval, the training for franchise and staff, the opening assistance, operations manual, research and development, and of course, the rights to have 3 units: one Lil Bouncer, one Cartsville, and one Lil People pop up or hallway. So let's talk about the initial fee. Okay, so the initial fee in franchising a combo mall franchise package is at 750,000. So this is a discounted price already because in the previous slide, the initial fee in franchising 1 unit is at 300,000. So here, if you will be franchising a combo package, so you were able to save already a 150,000 pesos. Okay, and then the franchise agreement uh, is at 6 years as compared to the 4 years or 5 years a while ago. The continuation fee is at 16,000 pesos per month, and the required space is at 40 square meters. The minimum investment in order for you to franchise 3 facilities is at 2.8 million pesos. Okay. So here are the examples of a combo mall franchise package which you can put in one mall. One Lil People, one Cartsville, one Lil Bouncer in one mall. Okay. Just imagine, you being productive. If you're the owner and then you have three business in one particular area, it saves your time, your energy, because when you will be checking them, when you will be checking the operations, when you will be checking the sales, it's in the grasp of your hand, something like that. Okay. And then for the initial requirements for you to franchise, so there are only three. First is the letter of intent. Second is the filled out confidential questionnaire. Third is the target location. Okay. So for those who are interested to franchise Lil People, Cartsville Lil Bouncer, for those who are interested, to open a child entertainment industry or a facility, so here are our phone number. So it's 0999-229-5943. Our email address is franchiselilpeople@gmail.com, and our mailing address is Lot 4 and 5, Block 5, Fun Place Office, Santos Building, Bacolor, Pampanga. Okay? There. And I think, no, before I end the franchise opportunity, I would like to share that I think there is no better time, no, to franchise the business rather than now, because uh, people right now after pandemic, it is about time, for them, to socialize, for them to go out of their homes, to uh, to make something, about their mental health, something like that. All this recreation uh, are needed, by our children there. Okay.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Mary Grace, for your presentation. It was really very, very uh, intensive and good explained opportunity for prospective franchisees. So, before we end our franchise hour for today, I have to do also a few announcements from our side.
Okay.
First of all, if you're interested to get a copy of our book all about franchising, please feel free to get in touch with us and we send you a copy of it free of charge uh, to your email as a PDF format. Okay. Little people, all the concepts of Miss Mary Kay Santos have been, of course, developed by RK Franchise Consultancy. And if you want to have your business also professionally developed, please get in touch with us. We prepare everything what you need to be a professional franchisor, from structuring the franchise, operations manual, marketing materials, franchise contracts, FDI, everything you need to be a professional franchisor. If you live outside the Philippines, since we're also developing franchises in 35 countries, you can get in touch with us through franmundo.com. And if you are not into franchising but into distribution, our sister company GoFront can help you work out a distributorship package for your distribution business. And of course, all our franchisors are member of FIFA, Filipino International Franchise Association. And if you join RK, you automatically become also a member of FIFA. And also, we introduced the latest magazine of our franchising PH magazine. And we also feature there Miss Mary Grace Santos and Little People in the magazine. So read it now. Go to franchise after the show. Go to franchising.ph and read our magazine. It's around 50 pages. It has a lot of stories about franchising and it explains also the franchise opportunities of Little People. So please join also in the magazine. If you want to learn more about the franchising, please attend our next seminars, which I'm doing on April 4 at 4 p.m. or on May 5 at 5 p.m. Depends on your availability. That will be Zoom webinars, and it's free. So you can register with our office for the Zoom links. All right. If you want to learn more still, if you want to see previous seminars or the previous franchise hours, please go to our YouTube channel, RK Franchise, and you can view all the previous franchise hours. And the next week, season 6, episode 11, we have Miss Anita Choko, the owner of Theaters, as a guest. So these are our announcements for this week. All right, and I'm back with Miss Mary Grace Santos. I agree with you that I think it's the right time to get your kind of franchise because also people want to get out, as you said, people want to get out, and for kids, they were like prisoned at home for 2 years almost. They
Correct.
definitely want to enjoy and being kids in
Yes,
in
correct.
the malls, diba?
Mhm.
So I'm sure your business will bounce back tremendously,
Thank
and
you.
it would be good also for other people to be part of it in the form of getting a franchise from you. All right.
Correct.
And
Okay.
with that, I would like to thank you for being my guest today. And I also like to thank our viewers for this week again. And I see you again next Thursday at 4 p.m. Thank you, Miss Mary Grace Santos
Thank
of
you
Little
so
People.
much. Thank you so much, Arky. Thank you so much, Arky Consultancy. Okay. Bye
Bye bye. See you
bye.
next Thursday.